one of the things that's dropped, of course, was the Gotham Knights game. The Gotham Knights is basically what happens at the end of Arkham Knight, where Bruce Wayne is dead, and pretty much crime is just running rampant again. And for his proteges end up taking up the mantle, it's going to be Nightwing, it's going to be Robin, it's going to be Red Hood, and it's going to be Batgirl. And characters will be able to play as these four characters, each with their own unique fighting style, weapon system, and all of that good stuff. RPG sets, I guess, too. Which I am so happy to say that they, about fucking time. I mean, I thought they would have done that in the last game, Arkham Knight, you know, when they had all the characters, put all the Predator missions and all of the beatdown missions and stuff like that. And I'm like, this probably should have been happened. So I'm happy to hear about that. Now, one thing I did find weird is that this game is not, even though it is set up as if it was a sequel to Arkham Knight, it's actually not even a part of the Arkham Knight, the Arkham franchise. It's like pretty much like a standalone, if you will. Even though it does somewhat follow it, it is like a part of it, but it's not canon to it. So I'm interested to see how they're going to pull that off. And the villains this time that we've seen in the trailer are going to be the Court of Owls. Now, they're not going to be the only villain. They're going to have all the other villains. Some that got killed off aren't coming back. And some that haven't been brought into the series will make an appearance, hopefully. But the Court of Owls is probably one of the most interesting villain sets that I would like to see, villain groups that I would like to see. And since Batman's out of the equation at this point, how these four heroes are going to take it to the Court of Owls, who are basically the elites that run Gotham and everything else. So I'm really interested in that, especially given the fact that as a fan of the series, when Arkham City came out, there was a point where you got to play as Catwoman, so you got to play as Catwoman and Batman as you travel across the city, just doing all type of cool stuff, whooping ass in your specific styles, and that was straight up awesome. Now, the problem that I've had with the last two games, Origins and Arkham Knight, was the fact that even though the second game in the series introduced a different character you could play in story mode, you know, you couldn't do that in these next two games. And Arkham Knight kind of spit in my face because they introduced the characters. They put you in scenarios where you probably would have two-player combat and stuff like that, but you can't do it. So I'm glad that they're finally having it. It just pisses me off that they could have just, you know, I don't know, put this in fucking Arkham Knight instead of just a whole new game that ain't even really a part of the series, but okay, fine. So the developer is WB Montreal. Montreal was the one that did Arkham Origins, which Origins is not an official prequel to the series, but like this, I feel like it's more like a standalone. So it's like, I don't know how to describe it, but Origins was a good game. Origins is a good game. So I would say that Origins would be like a standalone prequel to this game, and this would be like a standalone sequel to Arkham Knight. So, okay, it's supposed to be coming out next year, 2021. So everybody, you know, put your thumbs up for that. Hopefully there ain't gonna be any delays. It's gonna be on the PC, PS4, PS5, the Xbox One, and the Xbox Series X. So generation now and generation next will be able to enjoy the game, which I'm all up for that. I appreciate that. I do not like playing. I like it when they sit there and you know, bring these out these awesome ass games. Then you got to buy a whole new system for it. So thumbs up to them. I want the open world. In the trailer, they showed great combat sets between all the characters. Their different approaches to different things. That shows sequences where they were riding motorcycles and it was cinematic. So I'm wondering, are we going to be able to ride motorcycles or have something like a Batmobile to drive around the city? So Arkham Knight, you got the chance to actually drive around in the Batmobile. And just the mode of transportation wise, what kind of vehicles are the characters going to be able to utilize outside of just the grappler hooks and gliding around the city and stuff? Another thing which makes this game, going to make this game unique is the fact that it can be played online, it can be played offline, it can be played single player mode, it can be played co-op, which I think is absolutely the best possible way for it. Yes, there are 4 characters. Yes, one would think, okay, it could be up to 4 players, but I'm glad that it's down to 2 because I think 2 is more manageable, especially during like the programming and stuff like that. and online play. So I think that'll work out for the best as well. So in terms of Gotham Knights, I'm interested to see where they're going to go with it. I hear that there is going to be hero customization, so thank God for that. Hopefully it will extend to the costumes, abilities, and weapons. A bit more further than what we've seen in the Batman Arkham games as well. Also, I like the fact that they are, from what I've read, are going to have meters for, like, assessing enemies' HP and experience and levels and stuff like that, depending on the situation that's going on at the time. Should I be able to fight this one guy because he's a boss character with like a red skull next to him, which actually shows that I'm not ready for him because my level too low. So there's a lot that can go with that. But yes, I'm really happy to hear that they're doing another Arkham game and that we get to play as multiple characters. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I do want to see. I would love for them to bring Catwoman back as another additional playable character that can run across the city and do her thing as well. But what can you do? You still got 4 characters you can play.